It wasn't very long ago when the Guam Education Board suspended the Guam Federation of Teachers Union's right to negotiate contracts with the Department of Education until a letter verifying their exclusive bargaining rights was presented to the board. Contract negotiations for teachers did resume on September 5th because that letter was given to the board. Still, no agreement has been reached, and the negotiations have stalled. GEB member Barry Mead is representing the board in the negotiations, and this week announced that GEB would cease negotiations.
We're not going to give up to the union what is by law the rights and responsibilities of the board, which is to make policy for the board.
Mead argues that a clause in the current contract prevents DOE from implementing any new policies while a contract is in place. GFT President Matt Rector, however, says that anything involving working conditions for teachers can be revisited at any time. But the bottom line is GEB will not resume negotiations until a mediator is in the room, and both sides must agree on who the mediator will be. The board wants a federal mediator from the U.S. Department of Labor, but Rector says that costs too much money.
We don't mind having a mediator. As a matter of fact, we already agreed to it. What we do mind is the fact that they're insisting that they won't come back to the table unless we have a specific mediator that they determine, which is one from Hawaii, from the Department of Labor. That's going to cost the people of Guam and the members of our unions tens of thousands of dollars to bring in.
The current contract expires November 5th, and according to Mead, there could be serious consequences, not just for the teachers, if an agreement isn't reached by then.
Because there's no contract in place, and I was reviewing some case law last night, that the members of the union may unilaterally withdraw from the union and stop their dues payments. Because the reason they pay the dues is for the representation of the union, and the union hasn't represented or hasn't been able to affix a contract, and there is case law.
Mead says a lack of a contract could also open the door for other unions or teachers' organizations to challenge GFT for their exclusive bargaining right. And he says the Department of Administration could also decertify the union. Rector, however, is not concerned and says it takes numbers to decertify a union, not management. The union president does agree with Mead on one thing, that a lack of a contract would not be good for the school system.
The key to the ramification of renewing the contract, of course we do. Really, the entire school system is basically run and coordinated by the provisions in that CBA, right? When it goes away, there are all kinds of things that don't function in the school system. We want it in place. We want the system to keep functioning. We want to work together so that we can have a better system.
Betsy Brown, PNC News.